just feel like just be grateful and just enjoy where you are.
Just jump. Just jump. Not literally jump off the cliff, but jump off the cliff.
But we aim for things that don't even bring that much happiness.
Most people, they need to feel things and experience things for themselves.
For someone who's like in your position, going through what you're going through, what advice would you give to them with how to like the next steps of life? With someone who's where you're at.
What are you laughing? You laughing at?
I'm laughing because I could just hear the pouring.
I was really trying to be discreet as well, Saz.
It's all right.
Saz.
What would you advise someone? So you can actually, I'll give you a choice. You can either advise someone, or advise someone who was in your position when you were 18, or advise someone who's in your position.
What's even at 18? Sorry. I remember that far back.
So if you're someone who's 18, what would you say to them about where they're at then and then what their future looks like or what they should do more in the future? Or if you're advising yourself, well not yourself, but someone in your position now, what would you say to help them get through whatever situation they're in?
I think for me, I was having this conversation with somebody else, and I would just say, I know it's probably just going to sound a bit generic, but you just kind of have to discover life for yourself. So like one thing I can't remember who I was having the conversation with, but I just remember being at school and I have a conversation with the elders and they'll be like, listen, yo, when it comes to exams and that, make sure you revise and like don't leave it to the last minute. Did I listen? No. And then I told the youngest the same thing. Did they listen? No. Like, but you have to go through certain things yourself, like to know that I should have done better. And like, you know, there are some smart people that do listen, but most people, they need to feel things and experience things for themselves. So I would just say, like, especially if you're younger and so on, just live life the best you can and experience those things for yourself. Like, obviously it's good to listen and take guidance from people, but until you're in that situation yourself, you don't know how you're going to handle things. And I'm not saying purposely move mad or purposely try and do things, but there are certain situations where you just kind of have to develop your own understanding of it for yourself. So that would be what I would say.
Okay. I can't remember 18. It was a different time.
Very different.
It was a very different time. To say myself now, I'd just say enjoy it. I just feel like just be grateful and just enjoy it. Like I just feel like every time we're doing something, it's always like I can't wait till I do this, or I can't wait till I'm at this next thing. I can't wait till I get my promotion. I can't wait till I get my house. I can't wait till I get my new car. We never stop and just like the bit that we're in, and then you look back and you think, oh my God, that was such a good time. Like I remember this. Do you remember when we did that? Do you remember? We didn't think that it was good at the time. You're thinking about going to the next thing. So for me, I just feel like just be grateful and just enjoy where you are, and that's what I'm trying to do. I feel like I'm doing quite a good
you
job.
do that really well.
Thank you.
Toya embodies enjoyment.
I do. That's another reason why I'm a good friend. Just another one to throw in there.
Oh, good.
I would say just jump. Just jump. Not literally jump off the cliff, but jump off the cliff. Like if there's things that you want to do, things that you know you want to do, and you've got all this fear, whatever, the worst thing that can happen is it doesn't work. And who would know? Just probably you. Just jump. And I'm saying that to myself, like there's situations in my life where I've got to just jump because life is short and I don't want to leave here and you like know all the things that I planned to do and I just never did them. Like that's embarrassing. So like just jump, man, because it like we have a fear of things not working, but it actually could work. 9 times out of 10 it's going to work more than it's not going to work. So just jump, see what happens.
Jump.
Same. Just do it, Nike. And the objective is fun and relationships. Nothing else really.
You mean in life?
Yeah. Say we need money and that, but like fun and relationships. So in terms of in your career and that, just do it. Fun and relationships though. I think too many people, their mind is on other things that ain't fun and relationship. And I get it. You need money, cool, but fun and relationship.
And also, I bet some of my best memories might be when I didn't have money. Not that I have money, guys. I don't have money. But I will have money in Jesus' name. But some of my memories where I didn't necessarily have certain things, I've got better memories because my quality of relationships was a lot better. It was a lot better. So
I think, and that's the thing. When we think about our best memories, it's not like, oh, that time when I spent thousands on this. It's probably, oh, that time when we was chilling in your back garden that evening. And it's like, these are things that cost us nothing. It's like, we can do it anywhere. We can go to a park and recreate these things. But we aim for things that don't even bring that much happiness. Like, we can buy new stuff and it's like, the novelty of that wears off. So, fun in relationships.
like the other day, this is very random. Please edit it, yeah. But the other day, I was watching a vlog and the girl was going to Hakkasan. So I thought, let me look at Hakkasan menu. After I finished laughing at how much everything was, I was just like, why do I want to go to Hakkasan? Is it just because I know everyone else is weird? When actually, the food that my mum is serving is definitely better. And it just made me think, like, where are my priorities? Like, relationships, fun. I'm not saying I can't have fun at Hakkasan because if someone else is paying, I'm not going to have fun. But it's not a priority. Them things are not a priority. Not for me anyway, not right now.
I hear it. Well, I would say I'm going to advise 18-year-old me and me now. 18-year-old me, I'd say that this ain't the end, really. Obviously, when I was 18, that's when I had surgery and that. Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That's when I had the surgery on my stomach and that. And obviously, at that point, I thought, rah, like, life's done. And obviously, I didn't get into the uni that I wanted to go into and all these different types of things. But at that moment, it was like, oh, man, this is dry. Can't believe this. Can't believe I'm going to go 18 and then potentially not be here at 19. And then here we are, like, over a decade later, living life. So 18-year-old, I'll say, like, life ain't done yet, or what you know, and then what you know at that particular point in time is nothing compared to what you're going to experience. And as wise as you think you are, you're nowhere near as wise as what life is about to teach you. And then me now, I'd probably just say, like, there's two things. I'll say let go and let God in every situation that you cannot control, which I think is a bit more difficult for me or for someone in my situation. Because especially if you like, I can not control for you, but you like things to move in a certain way. When certain things can't move in that way no more, they're kind of stuck and you're not the one to be able to move it, but it's God and that. And you kind of like, I gotta wait for God to just push it. I'd say just let go and let God, which is kind of what I'm saying a lot in my current season of life. And then I would also say, my barber was talking to me. He didn't whisper in my ear while I was cutting my hair, but he was talking to me. And he said to me today, he was like, Haych, like...
Is that why the trim's trimming?
Yeah, trim's trimming.
Sensational.
Yeah. Shout out, you know who you are. He was just like, forget money, Haych. Like, randomly, he was like, forget money, kids. He was like, when you leave this earth, you want to leave a legacy and X, Y, and Z, relationships. So we were basically saying the same thing you were saying. He was like, don't even try to think about the money. Don't try and attain to the money. Don't try and get the money and X, Y, and Z. You know how it feels. Just some random deep talks and that. But he was like, kids, and I was like, okay, I don't know how many kids I really want. But I was like, I get the premise. Like, I've never been a person to focus on money. Like, when I get a new job and the recruitment agent's like, so how much money do you want? Oh, just give me what I'm on now or something higher. Just as long as it equals what I'm on now, because I'm not about the money, I'm about the role. Same way I'm not about the money, I'm about the relationship. I understand relationship can surpass money, what money can't provide. The people you know and the people you talk to and how you build those relationships, I've seen that happen for myself where when money was on the table compared to when you have a relationship with someone and now money's not even a discussion because it's different. So I definitely agree. Relationships, the money will come as long as you're doing what God has kind of aligned you to, and let go and let God is what I'd say. We're now going to go into a section where each individual person has one question that they have to answer, and then these three have got an individual question for me to answer. Jamal, if you want to think of a question that I have to answer on camera.
What was the first part?
So the first question, I've got a question for everyone individually that you have to answer.
That I have to answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yours would be if you could go back in time and change one event. what would it be and why? Yours would be how far are you from reaching your potential and why? And yours would be what you want. What one thing do you want to achieve most by the end of 2023 and where?
So I'm trying to buy a house. That's what I'm trying to do. It's the wrong time to buy a house. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that for free. It's the wrong time. But I think my fear is that even if the interest rates come down, which they might do towards the end of the year, house prices are going up very mad. So that is probably the biggest thing that I want to do. That's kind of gonna take my resources and energy and time. I know it's a bit more of a tangible thing, but like it's a big step. And I would say to you, like, I just find it so funny how alike we are, because there's a lot of times I'm just like, I don't feel like I've done anything. Like,
Who wants to answer next?
I think Toya's gonna go last because she's just.
I really don't know the answer to that question.
That's fine.
How far am I from reaching my potential? That's my question.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I feel like
But how far do you feel? How much more do you feel like you've got to give in your life? Like, how high can you go? Can you go higher than you are now?
yes, we all could.
Do you have a goal?
Yes.
How far are you from that goal?
I need to start giving these teacher answers.
You know that's not going to happen.
How far do you feel like you are from that goal?
I feel like I'm not that far. I feel like, what's it called? Professionally, I'm pretty much where I want to be. I don't really want to go no
What
higher.
about outside of that? I'm
Why are
just
you doing that?
No, because it was I'm interested.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you know what? I thought before, it's like back to its double impact. Double impact.
That was not what it was called.
No, I'm just saying, but he said it real talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'd say I'm not that far. I feel like potential though, I feel like it's limitless, and I just feel like I was saying before, I don't really want to put that pressure on myself to be like, oh, I haven't reached this, I haven't done that, I haven't done that. I don't want to do that.
It's the
I
best
don't
way
want
to
to
be.
do that. I just want to enjoy where I am. Why am I putting pressure on myself to achieve all of these things right at this moment? If it's time for it, then it will be time for it. You just work towards what you want to work towards, do what you need to do, be the best person that I can be, and that means that I am fulfilling my potential right now.
Yeah, that's
Good.
That's good. That's a good answer.
That's very good answer.
This long goal,
No,
it's far, far away. No.
I like that. It's a good answer. You want to answer next?
You didn't ask my question out loud.
Oh,
You went
sorry.
everybody else's.
How do you find being Christian and single, and do you have any plans to change that? No, that was always in there.
That was actually the question.
That was in there.
No, do I have any plans? First of
Or
all,
would you like to change that?
first of all,
Assuming.
he said I'm single. No, I'm joking. How do I feel about it? Is that question? How do I feel about being Christian and single?
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
separate.
separate.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Huh?
How do you feel about being a Christian who's single? Let's say that instead. Let's phrase it that way.
I don't know if it has a difference. I think being single is just a thing by itself. I think having my faith enables me to know that me being single is a complete state by itself. So whether I get married or not, whether I have a partner or not, have children or not, I am complete by myself. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. Would I like to get married and those kind of things? Absolutely. Yeah. It hasn't happened for me yet. Are there plans to change that? Find out soon.
I love that.
Follow me on. Of course. I'd love to get married. I'd love to meet someone that is worth investing time into, because I'm not really about wasting my time when I could be closer to God, close to my family, and make more money.
It's perfect. Amen. Jams. And there might not be a thing, but
There's two things. I'd say the one I can say.
So this is what you can't say off camera.
The one I can't say is it's known as the stair walking incident. Some people who know me will understand that incident. But what I can say is that I was in a position to buy a house, but because I didn't do my research on different types of mortgages, I didn't realize I was in a position to buy a house. So I missed that opportunity. So I'd say that. but still, it doesn't like, it don't like burn me on the inside. But if I have to come up with something, yeah, it would, yeah, that would, that's what it would be.
So, ready for...
Yeah.
My question to myself was, why did I have this conversation with you guys here?
Good, great question.
In front of the cameras. It's because, like, you're my closest people, innit? Like, it's as simple as that. And I know you guys have wisdom, you have gems. I thought it would be good to have a conversation with you guys. Thought it would be free flowing. And it's not something that has to be too thought out, because a lot of the times we're having these conversations anyway. I just thought it'd be good. And I'd just like to really show my friends, show the world what great friends looks like.
Ah, that's nice. And you treated us to dinner. Love that for us. Love that for us.
And speak about Jamaya individually as well. Jamaya is very key and very important to a lot of things that I do in this creative space. But just generally as a brother to me, like, it's outstanding. Like, certain conversations me and Jamaya have, no one will ever hear. But they're life-changing in ways that we haven't seen yet. But I just know they're going to be. So he deserves that separate commendation. As always, he already knows how I feel about him anyway. So it is what it is. So I'm ready for questions now,
nice.
guys. I'm ready for the questions. So right now, these guys are going to ask me a question, and I have to answer the question individually. To get to ask one question I have to answer. And then I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Great. So my question is, in what significant stage of your life have you learnt the most about you? Single you, married you, daddy you, or other? Thank you. I thought about it myself.
It's a blend of two,
Okay.
which is like daddy me and married me. Because daddy me taught me that I didn't have patience.
That was like the answer.
I hear that, honest.
Like, it taught me I didn't have it. Like, what I thought I had was not what was required.
Okay.
So I had to, like, basically build that up from scratch. And then married, it kind of blends, because then married me taught me that certain ways that I used to move in singleness can't translate into marriage. Not for the benefit of me, but for the benefit of my wife and our situation. If we're gonna grow, there's certain ways that had to kind of get cut. And these ain't like mad ways, these ain't mad things I was doing, but it's like there's certain little things you have to just be mindful of, like what's worked then when you didn't live together, you was boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, doesn't work in marriage, because now you face to face kind of thing. So that's where I learned most. But the daddy thing was like, this brother is still crying. Swear. And obviously, my thing was, I just didn't understand. I just couldn't comprehend when I'm telling this 5 week, 6 week, 7-week-old child, stop crying, stop doing this or stop doing that. Why don't you understand what I'm saying? That's what didn't register in my head. I just thought the baby comes out. You've been hearing daddy's voice for 9 months. Stop crying.
Listen.
I thought that's what was meant to happen. And then when it's a consistent thing,
The shock.
I was like, yo, the baby's really not listening. And it just took me a while to understand that. So that's what I'd probably say.
That's good.
That blended. So next question. Okay. That was right. That's crazy.
Oh no, man. My question is, if I have to take this opportunity. So if you could leave a mark on this world that preceded you, what would it be? Mic drop. That is a good question.
Good question.
When you say that, do you mean like work-wise, in something I do work-wise, or just me?
You can answer it however you feel led.
Nah, because...
Or you could give us twofold.
It's kind of the same, really. I don't know why I asked that question. It's kind of the same. What I would want to leave on this earth, honestly, is that conversation at all levels, or communication at all levels, is important from communication with God to communication with the youngest child, and that precedes how you set relationships, boundaries, all these different types of things. So when I do stuff like conversation with Haych, when I meet someone for the first time and I can speak to them and I can open up, it's because communication is important. You don't know what someone's gone through that day, to you saying something or communicating with them in a certain way, how it can change the rest of their life. So if I can communicate, if I can leave the fact that communication is key and is important in every aspect of life, and if you do that, you'll be okay, then that's what I'd want to leave. Obviously, I want to leave that. Obviously, God is the greatest. Jesus is amazing. I want to leave all them things here. But through everything that I'm doing, when I think about it and I deep it, it's really that communication will save you from a lot of problems, but communication will also enhance a lot of things as well. So I just want to say communication is key, and it sets the precedent for every step in life. That's all I say. Jamal.
What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Boy.
What's the worst thing I've ever done?
Yo, these wings, what are you thinking? These wings,
They're lovely.
I really enjoyed them. I haven't tried these ones because they're wet in it. I don't like wet wings.
When you say like the worst thing, is it the worst thing I've like done to someone? Is it the worst how I felt? What are you saying? Is it the worst thing I've done, or the worst thing how I felt in terms of something I've done?
It's interesting that that's not the same.
Nah, because like the worst thing I've felt might not be the worst thing I've done.
We'll go for felt then.
The worst thing I've felt was in year 7.
Nah, we'll go for done then.
No, the year 7 one's deep though, because I think it still kind of affects me today.
Okay.
So the worst thing I'd done was I was going out with a girl. And no, I have to tell you what happened. I have to tell
Oh
you.
dear.
And obviously she dumped me and it.
Oh.
But then I said, because she thought I was going to dump her before I went on this trip. And I said to her, nah, I wasn't going to dump you. Like, I'm being honest, like, that wasn't going to happen. So we got back together real quick. But then my brethren was gassing me up. Yo, she was going to dump you. Nah, don't take that. You have to dump her first. So I remember being in class, and like she was at the back, and I was at the front. My friends are just gassing up my head. And I've said her name, and she's gone, you're dumped. From the front to the back of the classroom. She didn't talk to me for a year. For that whole next year of school, she didn't talk to me.
I wouldn't talk to you either.
No, but I felt, as soon as I did it, and I saw her face got red. Yeah, I saw my arms and everything.
That's
I
rough.
felt so bad, because then I was trying to chat to her after and all these kind of things. Her mum didn't talk to me.
Good.
All these kind of, no, but I understand. This is what I'm trying to say. This is the worst I felt.
Good. I'm glad you felt
My
bad.
friends gassed me up. My friends was like, she was gonna dump you though. Don't have that. I was like, you right? You know what? You man have my back. And then I just did that. So that was probably like the worst I felt. I felt really bad, because even now I feel like when I see this particular girl from time to time,
Don't tell me he still lashes you.
I feel like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that to her.
Really?
Yeah.
Does that know her?
Yeah. Well, you know her to see. I don't know if you know her like that. But it just felt like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That's a bad, like, it was so against my character, especially at that time. And even now, it makes me just go, I should never have done that. Because she was like crying. She went home before the end of school because she was so upset.
Huh? Did she? Mad.
That's embarrassing in front of everyone.
Big clash.
That's embarrassing.
And it's not like, say for example, if we're sitting next to each other, it's cool and it, but I'm right at the front, she's right at the back. So everyone's heard me shout her name and then do that.
No, she's not banging your face for that.
I felt bad. I felt so bad. And I was in year 7 as well.
That's awful.
I felt so bad. She didn't talk to me for a whole year.
I'm glad.
Probably even longer. It's probably
I'm glad.
it's
you
probably even
deserve that.
longer. I can't even lie. What's the worst thing I've done?
Wow.
What's the worst thing I've done?
It's the swinging of the arms that's taking me out. That was really extra.
Yeah, I don't even know why I did it. I don't know. They didn't even advise me to do that. They just told me to just dump her before you get dumped. I put the arms in there. I just thought it would just carry more weight.
It did.
Because they was like, nah, she dumped you. Nah, that's a disrespect. I was like, it is a disrespect. You know when your friends gas you up and you just like, what's the worst thing I've done, man? You know what it is? Most of the things that I feel I done were wrong, I felt really bad after I did them. So I remember tripping up this girl on the balcony at church.
Were you on the front row?
I was at the front row. So she could have dropped over. And I don't know why I did it.
Wow.
I don't know why I did it. And she didn't talk to me for time.
I'm really glad.
We talk now though.
Did she remember?
Definitely, every time she sees my face, she must remember 1,000%. Because I tripped her up, like, everyone was chilling, big, it was convention.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's
I remember,
wicked.
I don't know. I don't know. And
Did you feel good about yourself at the moment?
No, I felt really bad.
After you did it, you felt bad?
Straight away.
No.
Even with the dumping thing, I felt really bad. Like, because it's not in my character to do any, like, I'm not.
But who told you to trip the girl up?
No one did, I just did it.
At least with the other one, you could be out of the boys, but you told you.
No, truthfully, I was around some older boys that was next to me.
Nah, don't try it.
No, and they must have, like, accidentally tripped up a girl, like, tripped someone up, and the person laughed, and so when this girl came around, I was like, I'm going to trip her up. So then I tripped her up, and she went, are you okay? And she looked at me in my face, she's like, don't ever do that again. And she was getting mad. I remember she told her brothers and sister.
Good.
And I was like, I remember looking around, and they were just looking at me, she was mad. I think she was nearing tears, because she could have died. Like, when I think about it, she could have dropped on the balcony. It's the deep one. I apologized there as well. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she just never even listened to me. I was like,
I wouldn't.
man. So yeah, in terms of like bad things, I've stolen before, but I wasn't really anything. It's just everyone does a little stealing every now and then.
I did.
Like, even just like, I think it was just sweets. It was just sweets. Sometimes you know what it is. Sometimes you don't have that 20p, man. You just have to just put it out your pocket.
I thought there was free, to be fair.
I
did. The first time I ever went to shop by myself.
A lot then.
No, I accidentally.
Significant amount.
I accidentally stole, because I remember I didn't put them on the counter for them to count them. And I remember coming back, I'm like, where did these come from? Oh, I didn't pay for them. Oh, I'm eating them now. And I just accepted it for what it is.
I just thought God was good and blessing me with sweets.
That's the worst thing I've done. Bro, I've done bad things, but nothing where it's like, raw, how could you do that? Apart from probably the dumping the girl in year 7. Unless you can think of anything that I've told you, or unless you can.
Is that the worst out of the bad things?
Yeah, that's the worst thing I've done. So, thank you guys for tuning in to Conversation with H's Friends. It's with Leanne, Warren, Toya, Jay Macadocious. O'Shea's over there, you can't see me.
Okay.
But thank you guys, really appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, everyone to the channel, and we'll be having more content for you very, very soon.
Conversations with Haych.